Hello, welcome to the next event in the screenings
I know those guys.
of Elmwood's 20th anniversary celebrations. I'm John Bristol, and I'm here with
Mike Finland.
and we were the two lead puppeteers on
Animal Behavior.
Yeah, I played Tugger, and you played
Ripper.
That's right, you played Ripper. And we shot the show in 2017, the summer and fall of 2017, and the Christmas episode I think was late fall.
Yep.
Christmas episode is not going to be included tonight, just so you know.
Wah, wah.
It's May, and we're not going to show a Christmas episode in May, but you can find it on the Animal Behavior playlist, which will be linked below. This was a show, this was the fifth web series we did, something like that.
Yeah.
And Ripper was your first lead role, even though it was that you were cast in, but it wasn't filmed until after Head and Risley Brothers.
Yeah. Well after.
Well after. So what was that? The show's going to start in a moment, so we'll just get ready to watch Animal Behavior, ladies and gentlemen, with episodes 1 through 12. And here we go. Here it is, Animal Behavior.
Bam.
Boom. Look at that. So how did you end up playing Ripper, Mike?
Well, I saw the puppet when you had it. I think when you had it set up, or maybe it was in a bin. I'd come over or something like that, and I was like, "Oh man, that puppet is cute as hell." And I tried doing the voice. You said the voice was very similar, and
So that's right.
here we are.
I almost forgot. We actually shot this show almost 1.5 times. We shot it one time.
Yep.
Shot it another half time before that, and then shot it for the version you're seeing now. And I played Ripper originally. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. And but Mike's version of Ripper was definitely funnier. Yeah, that's right. So you popped the puppet on, did the similar voice to what I was doing. That's right. And then you dubbed over the old version.
Yeah.
You finished puppeteering it, then dubbed it, and we
Yeah.
actually screened that one a couple times, and it didn't really go anywhere. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't
Good.
wasn't where we wanted it to
Yeah,
be.
it wasn't 100%.
Yeah, creatively, it was like at 65%, I'd say. Fortunately, we had some other projects to tide us over, like Head,
Yep.
and that's where your first starring role came in, was on Head as Bruce.
Old Brucey.
Yeah. So then we eventually went back and rebuilt a handful of the puppets, like Ripper and Tugger, as you see here, and the John puppet, and reshot the whole series summer 2017. That's crazy to think that was 2017. Any memories like of certain things while shooting or anything like that?
Trying to think of I really remember shooting all the holiday stuff.
Yeah.
I remember, I think we shot the Easter Bunny one twice too, didn't we? Shoot it with a whole other cast.
Oh yeah, different every.
I remember
different puppeteers. That was the thing. It was all different puppeteers in the old version.
Yeah, I remember that the first time we did it was a lot harder than the second time. We did it.
Everything about the first time was harder.
Yeah.
And it was, I think it was, some of it was maybe we were rushing it. I don't know,
Maybe, I think doing it the second time around, we kind of knew the script and everything already. Almost entirely.
I know, we didn't really change it much when we reshot.
Yeah, so it was kind of just going back and doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Fixing just better.
But better, with better puppets, better people. Better sets.
Yeah. Better everything, equipment, everything.
Everything. Yeah, and that was another thing. By the time we shot that first version and had it done, then we went, and then we didn't release it. We went on and we did Head, we did Risley Brothers, and our quality went up so far that to put out that version would have been a step back to us. Other people might not have noticed the quality, but to us, I know I would have noticed, you would have noticed, everyone in Elmwood would have noticed, people who follow us hard would have noticed.
Yeah.
So it made more sense to reshoot. I remember when I asked you about it, we were dubbing Risley Brothers. You remember that? And we were driving to Ricky's to dub, and we were like, "What's next?" I'm like, "We got to finish Animal Behavior and get it out." And you were like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "I just kind of want to reshoot the whole thing." And you were like, "Okay."
I just wanted to do Ripper again.
Yeah, you were just like, "Okay." I'm like, "It's just we've come so far." Then we got to the house, and we ran it by Ricky, and Ricky had nothing to do with the original one. He joined us right as we finished it.
Yep.
And he was like, "Yeah, I'm up for that. We can make it better." And I'm like, "Let's just ask Tricky, because Tricky's the last element." Tricky is Pete Luco as well. He played Tricky and Risley Brothers.
And Smokey.
And Smokey in this. And he had some say in the show. He helped me write the first episode and plot out the idea. So Ran it by him when he got there because he was dubbing that thing. You know, it was Christmas Wishes we were dubbing, I think. Maybe we were doing some Risley and Christmas Wishes. Because Tricky had to come to do some dubbing.
It was.
And and we said by him, and he's like, yeah, let's do it. Now we have something to do this summer. You know, it was like that simple. Yeah. This is one of my favorite projects, too, like overall. And here we are, episode 2.
Yeah, this stuff flows really well.
Yeah. And they were short and simple. This one was fun. Remember the scrambled eggs? It doesn't read on camera, but we literally scrambled, 24 eggs or something like that?
Yeah.
But you can barely see them on camera.
It was over a dozen.
Well, and throughout the day, Felix kept eating them, the cold eggs throughout the day. There it is. Oh, man. The hot sauce. That's because Mike was eating hot sauce.
So is Bree coming over for therapy? She's not really a fan of that stuff. Let's watch something else. Like
I should take the John puppet and give him some white in his beard now for this series 2.
Should.
That's right, people. You're hearing it first. There will be an Animal Behavior series 2. We're actually writing and building puppets right now for it, along with like Bernice too.
Yeah, those are the main things we're doing right now.
Yeah. Pretty exciting. So puppeteering Ripper, what was like your, I don't know, give me some insight on being a puppeteer.
I always thought it was really funny that I'm like the biggest person in Elmwood, like the tallest, largest person in Elmwood, and I play the smallest, like besides the mice, the smallest puppet. And, ever since I joined, it's been fun. So I enjoy everything we do.
Good.
Especially this. Especially this.
It's gonna be fun to get back to these two guys.
Yeah.
I also played John, obviously, and Mike played Dr. Hobney, who we'll see later.
That's right.
Which we'll talk about the tradition of Dr. Hobneys as we get there.
I feel like we shot that scene 14 times.
3 times. Twice with you there, and once before you were there. But you didn't play him till the 3rd time.
Yeah.
And you're the on-camera official release is the 3rd. We'll talk about it when we get there, the 3rd person to play him. I love how the ice pack was too heavy for John's head. It's crushing the skull of the puppet in.
His eyes are starting to bulge.
Yeah. The frying pan bit worked, though. Very Looney Tunes. That was kind of the original plan, was to make this, like, very Bugs Bunny-esque at times. And we've got to give Ricky a huge shout-out for his editing and his graphic design.
Our stuff wouldn't look half as good without him.
Without Rick Pat. Oh, yeah. And to Jason Finberg also for the sound design. He does such a good job on everything. Thank you, Jason. The video games thing, man, like, every time we do Ripper holding a controller, it got better. Like, every, like... And now let's talk about some of the cast we got. The 3 Blind Mice are coming up now. So we're going to meet Rick Corbo.
Yeah.
Alex Sims and Keith Paul as Tic Tac and Toe. I don't know if it's that order. I don't remember who played.
I don't remember. Who
I know Corbo played Tick. That's Tick because he was the first one.
Yeah.
Hey, use guys. You know he.
Yeah.
But I don't remember Tack and Toe who was who. And we're not listening as we're watching this, so we don't have to like.
We can't tell.
We don't have headphones on to hear the show. We're just we're not really listening to it. But this was one of the hardest nights of shooting. I remember that. Because it was the last thing we shot that night. It was after like 3 or 4 days of doing 12-hour days to get the show done.
And it's hard to get these.
And these are finger puppets.
They're shot together.
They're finger puppets, really. And anytime somebody would go a little too high, you'd see a fist. We finally had the idea to put them on dowels. Remember that? Finally. Like after hours, it was like, put them on dowels. Then you just move the dowels instead of your finger. And I think everyone was so used to moving the fingers that the dowels were just bouncing all over the place. But it worked out. The edit saved it. They did a great job with the voices. So. Yeah. But this was a fun episode. The actual
this was a long day.
Yeah, every day was a long day. On the main shoot because we shot the week of 4th of July and we started
morning to night.
Morning to night every day. I mean, you, me, and Ricky were the only ones here the whole time. The 3 of us were here start to finish the whole time. And then we'd have people come in and out based on their work schedules, their life schedules, things like that. Or because we didn't want everybody. I remember the first day we had remember that?
Yeah.
I mean, Paulie was here the first day. We had everyone here that day. Like he left, but he came in and did his thing and left. But like, I mean, everyone that was a major player in this was here that first day.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Except Cassie. She came in. She was only here for the one day at the end. It was the very last day of shooting, but the end of the series.
Yeah, we were like all in the living room.
Yeah, we were all.
Holy
We're
cow.
actually in my dining room right now doing this commentary, which is the house that we shot the show in. But you never see the dining room, so Mike just looked over at my living room.
Oh yeah, you guys can't see it.
Yeah.
Smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision. We had a lot of lights. It was hot. We had the air conditioning going in between takes. And oh my god, we always managed to do things on the hottest or coldest days.
Yeah. Yeah.
But part of the story on this one is that he's got a gang name. And it's Joey Crumbs, and that was actually Tugger's one of my nicknames for Tugger, because he'd always get crumbs in his beard of his chin, like whenever he'd eat fast, and started calling him Joey Crumbs, and it just stuck. And I thought it'd be funny to work that into the script. Yeah. This was the only episode that really got rewritten because it was so short. Ricky wanted us to add more, and I was against it at first, but then once I came up with the idea of giving Ripper a nickname and things like that, it got better. And telling them their real names, their pre-adoption names.
Yeah.
Francis! Yeah. Losing track of what episode. Let's see. Episode 4. This is the Easter Bunny one.
Oh yeah.
This was one of the easiest to shoot. It was just the 3 of us. It was you, me, and Ricky. Ricky played the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, this was like less than an hour.
Probably.
Something like that.
This was the first thing we did that morning, too, before anyone else got here.
Yep.
I feel like somebody showed up right when we were wrapping it up. Maybe Alex or something.
I think it was Alex.
Because I think we did the Ripper's Crush episode the same day after this. Okay.
Yep. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah. Ricky did a great job here as Henry Cottontail.
Yeah.
You were really funny in this one too. But look at him, he's so cute.
He's good.
This was a good flow day.
Yeah.
This was like
Every day
you just play off each other so easily.
Yeah, I felt like every day went really well. They just went long.
Why?
And then Keith ripped ass that one night, and we'd all had enough. Do you remember that? And that was it. It was like that was the night of the 3 blind mice thing. He just let one go, and it was like, all right, we're done. It's like 10:30. We're done. We've been doing this since 8 a.m. Like it was like we'll pick up tomorrow.
I forgot all about that because we were gonna try and wrap that.
We were
night.
trying to do one more scene that night.
But that was it.
Yeah, but we were gonna do one more scene. That's all I remember. And it was like, no, let's just. We were all exhausted and burnt out. So this is one of those shows, man, that after the fact people keep asking about, which is cool.
Yeah.
We don't get a lot of people. People ask about head sequels all the time. People ask about more Steve the Vampire. We don't get a lot of requests for gamers. We don't get a lot of requests for more Risley Brothers. I think that had a very good definitive ending too. We're doing more Risley Brothers for sure.
Risley Brothers.
Again, they will be appearing along with the characters from Animal Behavior in Bernice 2, so stay tuned for that.
Keep your eyes peeled.
That's right. But people keep asking if we're doing more of these, and that's part of the reason why we decided to do more. I love this reveal too. And remember, that's 3 people doing all those puppets. There's you and I are doing 2, and Ricky's doing 1, I think. And then Ricky's him. I think that's how it went down, right? Because I know I'm doing Tugger and the crazy white one.
I think I'm doing the
brown one in the back.
Yeah. I think I'm doing Ripper and the brown in the back. I'm not sure.
And Ricky was the other white one. Yeah, because he just kind of goes down. That was probably you just dropping the arm.
Yeah.
Which is the way to get him out of there. Episode 5. What's episode 5? Do you remember? You think I'd remember these because I put this together before. We're going to find out. The opening credits is always great. I love that. I love the way it came out. I love the colors.
Shooting those was really fun too. I remember doing
that's
that
right.
in
That
the
was a
studio.
separate night. That was at the very end. We went down with the green screen.
Bree's friend Vivian is
Oh, Smokey. All right, so here's Pete Luco, a.k.a. Tricky Rock. Here's his...
the $40 wizard.
That's right. 2021, the year of Tricky. This is Tricky's first appearance in a speaking role in the show. He was a utility puppeteer for a bunch of other characters when other people were doing stuff, but he pops up here as Smokey the Cat, which is based on one of his cats, actually, he had over the years. Burn his place in the crowd. And Nikki as the girl who's Vivian.
Vivian.
Yeah, it's Vivian. We've used that puppet a bunch.
Yeah, she's been all kinds of people.
Yeah, she's in Risley. She's in one of the dock bits. She's around. She's been around. There's Smokey poking around, checking the place out. And that shirt that Vivian's wearing is the shirt that
Isn't that Wes?
Quig wears
Quig's
it,
shirt, Quig's
and
shirt, yeah.
Not Bruce, but the guy in Head,
Hey, why don't we hit
not Kip, yeah, Tom,
Kip.
Tom,
Get outta
where they
here.
both they both wear that shirt, and it was kind of a joke when I put it on her to say that maybe she had dated Quig. That's why she has his shirt, because bringing the universes together, as we'll see. Wes appears later in the series.
It's possible.
Tugger, the always suspicious.
Cat. So I won't.
These were based on my real cats, actually. So.
Ripper just wants to play video games.
Just wants to hang out like a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
Just protective. He's trying to get rid of John so we can live with Bree.
It is funny though when you see the behind the scene pics of like us on the floor and the couches up on the bins. And
Yeah,
like,
it was just two big dudes
Yeah.
sitting with these tiny,
tiny
little
little
puppets.
puppets. Oh man, it's great though. This is what we wanted to do.
She's been
We're doing it.
They're going to drop me off at the airport.
This was probably this was the only day Nikki was here.
Was it?
Yeah, because she left for like Iraq or something. Israel. Iraq. What was it? Israel. I think she left for Israel the next day.
Palestine?
Palestine. Yeah, she left
They're
for
next to each other.
one of her trips. The next that night or the next day. I can't remember which. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Boyfriend. It's been almost a year since I've had one.
Yeah. So because
I thought she wasn't here for the poker
nope.
night.
No, she was gone. Yeah, she was gone. Yeah.
Quiet him down.
I don't even think she was in the Christmas episode. She was, because obviously we shot that a few months later.
Right.
But she was gone for the month that we shot all of this stuff. Because we shot all this in 1 week. I think that was,
Keep your friends
this might have been the first thing we shot was her scenes. Or I know the first thing we shot was the kitchen, the actual 1st scene.
Yeah, I remember being by the
doors.
ice cube machine.
Yeah. And then I think the next thing we did was that episode. I feel like, I could be completely wrong. If Ricky was here, he'll correct us. He'll correct us in the chat.
I'm sure we're already wrong.
Yeah. But, I mean, it was such a blur. One of the fun things about making independent films, though, is just cranking it out.
Yeah.
That's a nice short episode. This was also the first thing we did that was like family friendly. Besides a couple little skits. So I think it helped us with our audience.
Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job on it too.
Yeah. Here we go.
There it is. This is a good.
This is a good episode. A lot of dynamic shots and things like
I love. I love when the mice sit in the chairs. It's just the giant backs of the chairs.
So you're doing the Calvo.
Yeah, he's wicked serious.
Yep. This is our friend Katie as Cassie. We're gonna say Cassie a couple different times. There's a Cassie puppeteer, Cassie Martin, and then there's Cassie the dog character.
And there's like 15 Ricks or something like
In
that.
our group, yeah. Rick's Rich, Riches, Trickies. But that's Katie as Cassie. For someone who is very inexperienced with puppetry, I think she did a pretty good job.
With the practical hand puppet.
That too,
nonetheless.
yeah. Of course, we threw her to the freaking wolves.
I fold. You win again, Cassie.
Doesn't Tugger have like his eyes? You can kind of move his
Yeah,
eyeballs.
so he
to
looks
make him
angrier
angry
there.
and-
Yeah, he looks angrier there. We can make him look cuter. Yeah.
So, Cassie,
Yep.
what have you been up to?
That was on purpose. I think the original puppet did that too.
Yeah.
I think so. I think I did that on accident, liked it, made sure I carried it over to this one.
And the sniffer still works great. Yeah, well, sniff me out.
And in the original version that we shot, because we didn't have enough puppeteers properly, Cassie got gender swapped to be Tyson, and it was a male character.
That's right.
But then when fortunately we got more women around, we went back to the original concept of making it a girl dog.
Okay.
So I was glad for that.
3 larges. One with pepperoni.
So Katie, if you're ever watching this, thank you for being
One
there.
with extra cheese for the mice. Where are the
Yeah.
mice?
And I wanted to do
They both.
originally I wanted Tugger's voice.
They'll be back.
Because we were talking about Ripper's voice earlier, the little kid voice. So I wanted Tugger's voice to be like Frasier Crane.
Yeah.
That was my original concept, was Frasier, and I can't do Frasier. No one I knew could do Frasier.
That's a hard one.
So I just went deep and gravelly instead, because it was kind of a goof on our buddy Joe Calvo, who was in Steve the Vampire and Josh and Todd and helped write a few things. And we went with that. The character is nothing like Joe, but the voice. I love the pencil sharpener with the eyes in the background. There he is.
There it is.
Tell us about Wes, Mike. Tell us about Wes Risley.
Hello, Wes.
Ladies dig him. The ladies dig him.
I know you
That's right.
and Ripper.
This is
And that one probably helps you too.
Paul Denio playing Wes from Risley Brothers.
I woke up in my home.
His guest appearance.
My kitchen is in my living room.
Yeah, he did a good job. This was his last appearance as
Yeah,
Wes.
I loved this
How you
because he puts so much energy into it.
Yeah.
Like the puppet's like shaking.
Always
and-
moving and like, yeah.
We had nothing.
I was glad he came back for this.
Me too.
Yeah, it was, you know, like,
I'll tell John.
look at it. I mean, just look at the posture. It's Wes. You know? So if you haven't seen Risley Brothers yet, check it out. Wes is one of the main characters. It's not referenced, and I don't know why. I think it was in the script, but we left it out while shooting. That Wes and Quig from the Risley Brothers, who are brothers, are actually cousins with John in Animal Behavior. They all have the same last name.
To my list.
Huh.
Because at one point there was going to be like an episode where John showed up at the bar.
I've been here for 10 years. My mind is blown.
You didn't know that?
No, I had no idea.
That's why it's John Risley.
Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
John-
just flew right over the top of my
Yeah,
head.
it wasn't just like a random choice. It was when we decided to call the show Risley Brothers. I'm like, well, we'll tie that into Animal Behavior because originally it had a different title. It was different. They had a different last name. That's my mom's maiden name too. For those who don't know. And no, you're not going to get my passwords online because I don't use that for anything. Good luck.
It's password 1.
Yeah, duh. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Password 1. Cool guy. Yeah, so we're like at the halfway point, I think, now.
What do we got next here?
This is fun. Let's see. Everyone starts the same except for a couple, so I'm like, I don't know. Oh, this one was a blast to shoot.
Yes.
Ricky killing it again with the effects right there. The drop to the floor. This one was a lot of fun to do. This was the shortest one, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it's the shortest one to shoot and probably the shortest one in the
Board
series.
as stiff as a board.
Yeah. I like that we had room to improv too. We stuck to the script, but we definitely could play. You and I specifically played a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go as crazy as like schmutzy improv, but
No. Well, Schmutzy you can also get weirder with. This was a
Yeah.
family-friendly show. We can't say some things we wouldn't want to say.
Right.
You know, that Schmutzy would say. But,
What is
yeah.
it? The bowls are empty.
The bowls are empty.
We'll just call Bree. I'm sure she'll come and feed us and then take us with her.
No, she won't. Didn't you hear her last night? She's out of
So
town.
yeah, anyone listening tonight, thank you again for tuning in, and thank you for being supportive of Elmwood Productions for the past 20 years.
that's
You know,
crazy.
our celebrations go February to February traditionally, so we've been doing these commentaries. I think we started in March. The year started off with the head in January. Had Good Evening YouTube when we did the live chat with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
on
Yeah.
Kings of Horror.
Yeah.
Then in February we did, and then we also did the event with the Connecticut Guild of Puppetry with Animal Behavior, which was great. And then February, I don't remember what we did. Did we do? We did Josh and Todd. Eric and I did the Josh and Todd commentary.
Right.
And then in March we did the Steve the Vampire commentary, which you get your photo shows up in and you get mentioned in, which is cute because of the Dr. Hobney stuff.
Yes.
And even though you didn't play him in that, it gets brought up,
Right.
which we'll discuss again tonight. And then last month we released. We're doing something on the 20th of every month for people who haven't caught on yet. What did we put out? Oh, last month we put out a video on the 20th. What did we do? We did something for April 20th. I'm drawing a blank now.
Was there a new Graveyard Guild?
No, I don't remember.
We put so much.
Oh, you know what we
stuff
did?
out
We
now.
announced the head DVD. We put the
Oh,
Graveyard Guild
the-
video of the head DVD. So those of you who don't know, you
Yeah,
can buy
that's
head on DVD now. And also by the end of the year, Animal Behavior and Risley Brothers will also be on DVD with exclusive commentaries that we recorded last year.
Bam.
So you'll get a different commentary than this, featuring different people.
Chock full of stuff.
Yeah, we're advertising
stuff.
right now. So John gets electrocuted, falls on his face. Ripper still wants his food, and Tugger is telling Ripper he's an idiot. Until now. I like this one because Ripper kind of gets his revenge a little bit right there from Tugger's bullying all the time, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. And Tugger's not really a bully.
Do
but
I
just-
call him a mook in this one? The ever popular Elmwood
mook?
phrase mook.
I think it might be in that one. Yeah.
That's a hard one to say.
Yeah,
With
that voice?
With Ripper's
Do
voice.
it.
Yeah, it does like this like milk throat kind of thing.
Oh my gosh. Yep. Ah, yes, this is the one with Alex. This is Alex's. Alex also, who played one of the blind mice, plays a a dog in this one.
Dave the beautiful
Dave
dog.
the beautiful dog. We have Elmwood has his friend named Dave the beautiful man, and
More of a legend.
he's kind of a legend. Yeah, he is a legend in his own mind. And we thought and I had this idea for the dog thing, and I'm like, we have to name it Dave the beautiful dog. Do you know somebody actually said this was homophobic online this episode?
Been listening to my love lessons.
And I was like,
I feel like if you say that, then you're homophobic.
I'm like two straight guys admitting they're straight to each other and kind of walking it off. I don't think, maybe that's just me. I don't find that homophobic at all.
I feel like that happens every day.
Mistaken
also.
identity,
Yeah.
and they both move on without hating each other. I don't think there's anything homophobic about it. But that's just me. You know, like everyone can tell their own opinion. But, yeah.
This is foolproof.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a play on how many times do you see a dog and you're like, oh, what a good boy. And you're like, oh, it's a girl. It's kind of a play on this,
yeah.
you know, like, oh, what a good girl. No, it's your cat, she's beautiful as a boy. You know, it's kind of a play on that. Sometimes.
Or those crazy people that put like really like flamboyant stuff on their male dogs.
Yeah, like the
And
pink bow
It's like
on this-
you're gonna think that the dog's a girl if
Yeah.
it has a pink bow.
And the
It's
dog
just-
has a pink bow and a pink collar. And
That's
that's
just
kind of,
the
I
way
think a
it
pink
is.
collar. Look at the Johnny Sojad mug. Yeah, I'm drinking from a Risley Brothers mug right now.
I'm drinking from a clear glass.
That's right. Clear liquid in a clear glass. This was fortunately not a very hot day at this point. I remember that.
It
that
wasn't bad out.
first day was like
Those
100
flowers kept falling out of whatever the
Yeah.
heck I was holding it in though.
I remember the first day was like 100 degrees, and this day was like 70s, 80s. Thank God. Because being outside would have sucked.
Fun of this bow? I will.
It would have been just our luck too.
Yeah. I remember neighbors were coming out and watching.
Good
Yeah, like, what are they doing?
There's kids out
Those
on
kids,
their bikes and stuff.
they were so excited though. They were like puppets, you know?
Yeah.
And they weren't like little kids. They were like 10-year-olds. They were old enough to be too cool to care, but they wanted to
Yeah.
know what was going on. Yeah,
Poor Rip.
I love when they break the fourth wall. Oh,
Can't catch a break.
nope, never can. Here it is.
Oh boy.
Tell us about your appearance as Dr. Hobney.
Dr. Hobney is basically just me making fun of Dr. Phil. Or my best attempt at making fun of Dr. Phil, I suppose.
Oh man, I had to go refill my coffee and I'm back.
I just kind of tried to do what what everybody else did as Dr. Hobney, but with just like a different voice.
There's a series of Dr. Hobneys. I played him first in a short film as an actor, which I hate doing. I shaved the top of my head off, which is, I mean, it's almost bald anyways. It is bald, but I shaved it, chromed it and left the sides.
He was
and
shiny.
went down to a mustache, which I will never do on purpose
Oh.
again.
Yeah.
And then we wrote the character as a puppet into Steve the Vampire and Animal Behavior. Yeah, so Chris Lemansky played him in Steve.
Yeah.
And then in this version of Animal Behavior, the official version, you played him. And you definitely are the definitive Dr. Hobney.
And Nick played him in
Nick played him in the version of this we didn't release.
That's right. That's right.
It didn't work. That whole show didn't work, like we said though. It was like 60% what we wanted. So when you stepped in, and every time I changed it, like I looked different. I was in the puppet. The puppet as he appears in Steve looks completely different than the puppet as he appears in here. We gave him new eyes. We changed his outfits. Like we always tweak. His nose is different than he was in the Steve
Right,
episode,
yeah.
and that was on purpose. Like just tweak him a little bit every time.
Oh, Ripper!
And if you haven't watched the Steve episode, I highly recommend it because you find out the truth about Dr. Hobney in that. You find out why he only meets people in the dark and things like that. You know.
Is in love with my girlfriend.
This was a fun one to shoot
Yeah.
too.
This was shot at Tricky's.
Shooting around the pranks that he pulled.
Oh,
and
this
Like
stuff.
that. This
Yeah.
was all, I remember shooting this the first time.
Yeah, the
too.
first time I liked. This time I liked better.
You had chocolates and a heart-shaped record or
Yeah,
something like that. the
and I
first
know
time.
we shot that the second time, but Ricky just didn't use it in the edit. I don't think because it was just we didn't need everything. I think we overshot.
Lots of takes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so much stuff. And all those degrees. One of them is a Universal Life Church certificate for me to be a minister.
Yeah.
One of them has the fist from Andres Thompson.
Oh.
One of them has you know like
two-thumbed fist?
yeah the two-thumbed fist. Like there's all of his like paperwork is like his actual degree for psychology says psychobabble. Like degree in
Is one of them
psychobabble.
like a fishing license?
Yeah, I should have been.
Fishing certificate.
Right. I still have those somewhere.
And I think he had fleas.
And then this was shot at WRF Designs, our go-to place for exterior shots. That is. out in the public but private, so we don't get in trouble, except for that episode we'll talk about later when the police came.
Oh yeah.
A cop had. Well, we'll talk about that later. But this was yeah, this was a fun show to do.
That was a quick. These 2 shots here were really quick and easy. I remember
They were the
doing
same
these.
day, weren't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We literally just sat in a car
Yeah.
side by side.
And you were puppeteering the
Yeah.
puppet. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Yeah. And then this
And
is
that's
Corbo as Igor. Igor and Simon that you'll meet here are based on these 2 guys, Shane and Kyle from this band Simon Sinister. The puppets are based kind of on them because we used their songs in a bunch of our stuff, including a music video that kind of led into it's one of the ideas for this show. Bringing them back was the music video. He's got a nice hunchback there.
I love the addition we added to that puppet.
To give him the hunch.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
I always wanted it. It didn't work out right originally, so when we had the opportunity to reshoot, I just tore his head and arms off and built a whole new body. It still didn't come out exactly how I wanted it, but hey, I'm still learning. You should always be learning.
And here we are.
Yeah. Here we are. Oops. So, 20 years of Elmwood. You've been with Elmwood for 10 now.
Yep.
Think about that. You've been with us for 10 years. How does that feel?
Makes me feel old.
Okay.
I don't know, but I kind of think of all the stuff we've accomplished. I feel like we could have done better. We could have done more.
We could have done worse, though, too.
Yeah, we could have done way worse.
I think about some of the things that we didn't
But no,
do, and
like
I'm glad we didn't.
we've made full-length feature films. We've done
Yeah.
multiple series. We've done
Tons of shorts.
stuff that makes us, things we've done that like make us uncomfortable, like a horror movie. We
Yeah.
reached out of our comfort zone for a lot of things,
And that became
and
our
now-
award-winning feature film.
Yeah, and now we're
Internationally award-winning feature film. Yeah.
Yeah,
What am I, just some fluff ball?
it's only getting better.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, same old.
Yeah, for sure. We're getting close to the tail end now. We got about 10 minutes in the show left, I think. 10, 12 minutes. I know, right? What's nice about this show is the episodes flow so quick, too.
Yeah,
They're
you
quick,
can,
they're
you
shorter.
can really just watch the whole thing in one shot.
one sitting if
really
you-
want
yeah.
to. Yeah.
It's with the Christmas episode, the whole thing is like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, so.
Where have you been? I'm dying for this call.
Ripper was slacking that day. He had matches, no lighter.
Yeah. Well, John probably took the lighter away.
He's going more eco-friendly.
All right. Oh, that coffee shop's gone now, unfortunately. Yeah.
I bet I would.
This is Rick Corbo as Igor, and that's Keith Paul, who's one of the blind mice as well, as Simon.
Harrison Ford.
Keith really worked on that character, which was good. He had a lot of fun playing it.
This scene was really fun to watch when everything came together.
Yeah.
And we finally got to watch everything.
Yeah. There was one day you weren't here for.
It might have been this day.
It might
honestly.
because it was the day. I think we shot this in 2 days. No, we shot this all in one day. I think. Yeah, we shot this in one day, and you weren't here. I don't know why. You were out of town or something.
I remember I bought dry ice for
Then you were here this day.
one. I don't know if I stayed though.
No,
I
you
might
did.
have dropped it off and
We shot this over 2 days then. Because the day that
He's a really nice guy.
Cassie came, you weren't here. And Sarah, who helped us out in Risley Brothers, she popped up for one day to help us on this one too. And you missed that day. So we shot that over 2 days. The Igor stuff in the lab was shot over 2 days.
So I was there for the first.
You were there for the
day,
first,
yeah.
but not the second. I don't remember why. I feel like maybe you had to work that night or something. There was something going on. You just couldn't get out of it.
If I couldn't get out of it, it was something stupid.
But anyways, there was no dialogue for you, so it wasn't like,
Yeah, I wasn't needed.
no. And it wasn't the very last day of shootings. I know you were there for those. Oh, do you remember when the power went out? It was we missed a scene. We missed dialogue with Tugger and Ripper, and
Wasn't Ricky like raging?
Ricky was so pissed that we missed it. And it's like, all right, we'll just come over, we'll shoot it now. Because it was still summer. Like, it hadn't gotten... He was just editing and realized we missed, 2 lines. And they were important. And then we got here, we set everything up in the living room. Do you remember that?
Power went out.
And,
We got everything.
We got
set
your
up.
lines
it
done.
Was, it was out of a movie.
yeah, we got everything set, all the lights, everything. And you got your lines done. And right before we hit record, power went out. And we thought it was a fuse. We thought we had too many lights in or something, remember?
Yeah.
And then my neighbor came out and was like, do you have power? And as I was outside trying to mess with things, and I'm like, nope.
I don't even remember what happened. Somebody
Somebody hit a pole or something down the
Hit a
road.
transformer
Yeah,
or
something like that. So we got out lanterns and flashlights, remember? Just to get the scene done, because we didn't know how long it was going to be. That was a fun one to do with the ski mask and all the hockey mask and all that. Yeah, but it was no, it wasn't this episode. It was the Wes episode, I think, were the lines that we missed with Tugger and Ripper. I think it was that one. Because Tugger was in front of the TV. So I remember being there when power went out.
Right, yeah.
But here's the funny part. It was the last official day of shooting. That would be the last official day, and I had a bottle of champagne ready for us. Do you remember that? And it was you, me, Ricky, and Rick were the four of us here. And we shot the bit with Tugger. We packed everything up. We went out to the studio to put things away, and power came right back on. If we had waited like a half hour, we would have...
That's right. Yeah, that's...
And we were like, nope, it's fine. And even Ricky was like, the lighting was good enough for that one.
The luck of the Elmwood.
Yep. And then we popped the bottle of champagne, and it was frozen.
Oh my god. The hits just kept
So here's
on
where the
coming.
cops came.
Yeah.
You tied me up, you put me on the train tracks.
Mike, tell him about that, because that shit was funny. Stuff was funny.
I was... honestly, I was inside with Gabe.
Oh, that's right.
Collecting whatever extra stuff we needed, scripts or...
So we were in downtown
flashlights or
Plainville
whatever.
on the train tracks near WR Designs, where we can shoot on private property, but the train tracks are right off it. So
And I walk out with Gabe, and Gabe is like one of the biggest worrywart, scaredy pants people in the entire universe. No offense, Gabe. He turned right back around and went back inside.
saw the
and he locked the door.
He locked himself in?
No, he locked me out.
he locked us all out.
So I was
Oh,
just,
no.
I was just gonna walk there anyway. I didn't care. I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And I show up and there's a male and a female officer there.
By the time you got there,
Yeah, the female officer didn't seem to care. She was kind of interested, and she's like, "What are you grown men doing laying on a railroad track
With puppets?"
Like she thought they were dolls.
Yeah, with blankets and dolls. Yeah.
The male officer probably wanted to tase us.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad he didn't get on scene first.
Before you got there, we saw the cop car go by, and we were like, they're going to come over here. And she pulled into the pizza place that we were behind, essentially, and she got out of her car. It was her first. And she just came over and was like, what are you guys doing? And Tricky and I immediately got up and went over. Ricky's panicking, full on panic mode. And Pete and I go over and start talking to her, and she sees the puppets, and she starts laughing immediately when she realizes they're puppets. And then she realizes that we're not like a bunch of kids. You know, we're all...
They all have beards and...
30 and up pretty much at that point. All of us were, I'm in my 40s. Corb was like in his 50s, like we're all... And we tell her what we're doing. We give her a business card. She's like, all right, let me get one of your licenses. Just have to run it. Make sure none of you have like a felony or anything like that. All right, fine. So Pete and I both give us our licenses to her. She goes back to the car, and another squad car pulls up. And that was the male cop. And he gets out of his car with his hand on his gun. Like, what, dude, she's already got this under control. And she's telling him, just take off. I got this. Don't worry about it. And he's like, no, we got it. They can't be here. They can't be doing like. And she's like, I'm already called it in. They're fine. Like, she's arguing with him, and he's just trying to be Mr. Macho.
Yeah.
And then she said something to him, and he just got in his car, like right when you got there, something like that. And he was still ready to tase us. Like, he was like,
I was
pacing.
I was a little concerned when I saw the dude.
Yeah, once she came back with our IDs and was like, you guys are fine, just make this quick. That was it. She was like, just make, I don't want, and it was more about her not wanting us to get hurt on town property type stuff than it was about us being there at the end.
Making sure people weren't screwing with the railroad tracks or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And so we shot it and we packed up, but it was pretty. But Gabe, I remember he was so scared. Yeah. And here I am laying on like, and the thing is, for those of you who live in Plainville, it's a nice little town in central Connecticut. It's very quiet. But that train track that runs down Main Street, if you ever walk it, you're going to see needles, broken bottles. Like, it's not the best place to be, especially at night. Yeah, but we got it done.
And all we did was lay a blanket down.
Yeah, all we did was lay a couple blankets down, and a couple blankets so we could all kneel on them and sit.
Yeah, that's it.
And we lit it with headlights, with our car's headlights. Had we not had the car headlights, she wouldn't have seen us there, I don't think.
No.
Or if we had the cars in the parking lot of the pizza place facing the other way, she probably wouldn't have caught it either. But we didn't think of that. We weren't that smart.
We were just trying to get it over and done with.
Mm-hmm. Came out great, though.
Yeah. Forgetting the cops called on us, not bad.
Yeah. Out of all the years we've been shooting, that was the first real run-in with the law we'd had. So, and she was super cool about it. That was it. So wherever you are, officer, whoever, sergeant, detective, whatever you may be now, thank you for not busting us.
Yeah, thanks for not tasing us.
Yeah. And there they are back in Simon's lab, about to switch brains. This was a lot of fun to do.
What scientific proof do you have
I
showing
wasn't here for this.
This
part.
is the night you weren't here. You'd
Yeah.
gone by. This is the second day of shooting, literally. You weren't here for this part, yeah. Yeah, because Ripper has no lines in there. None of them really do once the fight starts.
I think Ricky had me over one day, and I had to do
One
like a
line
grr.
or a grr. Yeah,
I had
stuff
to
like that,
growl
yeah.
or something like that.
During the dubbing, but yeah. And it's fun because it's the only time we actually see our studio. That's the puppet workshop that this whole thing was filmed in.
Was this before it was the Natootie?
Yes, this is pre-Natootie.
Wow.
No, this was Natootie. It was Natootie by then because Natootie came up while we were shooting Risley Brothers. While we were dubbing Risley
that's
Brothers.
right, that's
I think
right,
While we were
that's
dubbing
right.
it, we came up with the name Natootie.
That was Paulie, right?
Yeah, Paul. Well, it was me, and then Paulie kind of made it stick because I had a
You
typo.
wouldn't give it up.
I sent an email out to everybody saying we're meeting tonight at the studio, but I typoed we're meeting tonight at the Natootie. I don't know how I did that. Send, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I mean the studio. And Paulie messaged back to everybody, I like Natootie better, and it just stuck.
And now we have signs.
We have a sign
We
that
need
our friend
t-shirts.
Mackenzie made. It just says Natootie, a big letter N. Yep. Yeah, but this was fun. This is Cassie, who has worked with us a bunch of times and stuff. This is her playing the other cat, Helena. She did a great job. She came in and did it. She came in and dubbed as well. And she's been around a bit. She was in the Secret Shakespeare thing. She was in she was in Steve the Vampire. She was in something else. A bunch of little short stuff we did here and there. The Shakespeare thing in the back.
The one we did here, oh my goodness, the Two Roads one there.
Oh, that's right. She was in, oh my God, the last Grizzly Brothers thing. Yeah,
She only came for a day for
Legend
that
of Cotterville
too, right?
Road, yeah,
We
she
only-
came.
We only shot it in one day.
Yeah, but she killed it. She killed it the day she was here.
That was when I hung from the top of your garage.
Yeah. We'll be doing a commentary for that next. Yeah. Next month will be the Risley Brothers selected episodes. This whole fight sequence and stuff was fun to do because you don't really do this a lot with puppets. Like
This
kind of stuff.
was another one of those things I saw after it was completely done.
Yeah.
And
It looked exactly how I pictured it.
I don't know if it's coming up right now. The Tugger when he's like,
it's coming up in a minute.
I fell on the floor laughing.
I love when they're curb stomping this guy.
This came out so funny.
Rich Mislevitz, this was his first night with us puppeteering.
Really?
He popped by because we kept bugging him to come down and hang out with us. Right here is the Tugger bits coming up, and he came by. There it is. And so we threw him. I think he had on Tyson. I think I don't remember for sure though. Not Tyson, it's Cassie. I don't remember for sure who puppeteered him.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history. Look at that. And they got their brains swapped instead. So this is the animal behavior, man. This is
actually how you can switch your brain.
Yeah, you tie them up to and put electrodes and stuff like that to them, and then
This
have a
is-
special light switch for it.
It took a lot of mathematics and somebody had to get their doctorate.
Actual science, as they say.
Legitimate science.
Legitimate science, as they say. Yeah. This scene was fun. Cassie was here for this scene too. That's right, because she did this puppetry live and the voice live. I remember that.
It was all because of Tugger. He was so.
Yeah, this was a good time. We had a lot of fun with this. This was one of the most fun shoots we'd ever done.
Yeah.
And that's why we're doing more, because we had so much fun doing it.
Yeah, this was a fun series.
Yep.
Well, not hurt too badly.
And then there's
John's beautiful shiner.
I know, right? I have one right now. In fact, no, I don't. I wish I did. Mike, can you punch me in the face?
He double side tapes felt to
Felt.
his face every day.
You know what's funny is we just literally just tapped that on there. There was no tape or anything. It just
Really?
stayed.
Oh,
the
really?
fabric just made it stay. And there it is. How Animal Behavior Series 1 ends.
Boom.
Boom. Any well, first, thank you, Rick Passmore, for your excellent direction.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone who worked on the show. All your names are popping up now. And if you want to see the whole show without us talking, check out the Animal Behavior playlist here on YouTube. It includes the Christmas episode.
More to come.
More to come. Anything else you want to add before we wrap it up, or anything you want to say? No?
Be ready for more. That's all I gotta say.
That's right.
Be ready for more.
Stay tuned, man. We're just getting started. 20 and 20. Here we go. We can just.
Yeah, if I'm alive.
If we're both alive.
Only time can tell.
Or can it? Who knows? Well, again, thank you so much for joining us tonight, Mike.
Thanks, yo.
All right, have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody, and stay tuned for Bernice 2 and more Animal Behavior in the future.
Bye.